What's up, guys? Weddings Unfiltered, Season 2, hanging out at the block.
Yep.
We are joined today by Shannon from Occasions.
Yes.
I have Heather from Upstate New Weddings.
That is me.
And I'm Ron from the Buffalo Pod.
That is you.
And I actually introduced everybody today.
Good job, Ron. Ron, it's only what, like, our, I don't know, 60th episode or something. Yeah.
Which is an interesting fact. Did you know that most podcasts fail by episode 7? 7.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, crazy.
Do they just, like, give up?
Yeah.
Just, like, white flag it.
Let's be
We're
honest.
just really stubborn, and we just
we're like, I don't.
doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
We just like hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we do.
And going to Big Ditch afterwards for
that
bashers.
always ends up in trouble. Oh.
That's not a good thing we should do.
What time do you guys get off? You do it all day?
No, we usually do a couple of episodes, so
And
like
then-
2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then we.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're like, let's do like a strategy session, and then we'll go to
Yes.
Big Ditch around the corner, and then we'll have the hot chicken sandwich and some.
And a lot of strategy doesn't really happen.
No, that's okay.
But the effort was there.
Yeah.
The effort was there, and Patty is always there.
Yeah.
Patty, who runs events, is always there, and she's like, "Why are you guys here again? I love that you're here supporting, but
Right,
like,
we're like,
You gotta
what
go.
are we doing?
where do you want me to go?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Back
Get
to
back
the
on
episode.
track. Okay, let's talk about occasions a little bit. So not only it's catering and you guys have a new venue.
Yes.
That is really exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about occasions. Tell me a little bit about the venue, how you got involved. Give me the rundown.
So I started working at Osteria, our restaurant. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Oh my God. Okay, I loved that restaurant so much. I actually had slight detour. I have a couple girlfriends who are in New York City. I met them out there. I moved back to Buffalo, whatever. But they came to visit me. And so their standards are quite high, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, where am I going to take them? They're going to be so snooty and bougie about the food choice and whatever. And I took them to Osteria, and they were like, this is incredible food that you
Yeah.
have here. And we were tucked in this corner, and we had like wine and pasta all night. And it was just like an iconic girls' night.
Yeah.
And then I heard it was no longer there, and then I cried.
Yeah, it's just difficult
my
with
heart.
catering is just,
It's a
it's
lot.
a boom. Catering
It's a lot.
is, and especially because we do off-site catering as well.
Yeah.
So we're a preferred vendor at like 8 different venues.
Yeah.
So then building our own venue obviously seemed like the next best choice.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a lot easier to not have to move and haul and schlep
Yeah.
everything. So how I got started, I started working for Nick 10 years ago. I was a waitress.
Okay.
And then COVID happened, and we started doing a lot more catering. We got into the Seneca One Tower. We did like a take me out to the ball game type of thing when
Fun.
the Toronto Blue Jays are playing there. So we were on the 36th floor. So I kind of manned that
Uh-huh.
and got started that way. And then after COVID, catering was just booming. So I never went back to the restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I was just banquet server, banquet captain, and then became director of operations.
Look at you.
I know, right?
We're
I
just
was like,
running up that
literally, I was
ladder.
like, hey, at this point, I'll be a partial stakeholder soon.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Just putting our stamp in Grand Island. They don't have a lot there.
Mhm.
So
That
it
is
was
true.
an old Knights of Columbus, and we just gutted it, remodeled the whole
Nice.
thing. We have a huge grotto in the back. We're gonna do weddings there on site, cocktail hour. It's a huge space.
Awesome.
We have a pavilion too. So I mean, we're talking about big weddings. We could rent out the whole space for like 400 people.
Wow.
Wow.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of venues that can have
Right.
that capacity, so that's great to kind of like have that
Right.
in everyone's
And it's
kind of
not
back
going to be
pocket.
like, you're probably not going to do plated
sure
for that many people.
No.
But I think it'd look better with, stations
Mhm.
and even if they did heavy apps and kind of like more of a cocktail party in one side and then do buffet or stations on the other. So,
Yeah.
It sounds kind of fun that you'll have like the inside area and then a couple little
Mhm.
fun little areas on the outside
Yeah.
for people to kind of get outdoors. And...
For sure. Yeah, I love that options.
And it's a big
Options.
cover. We have a big, nice like tent cover outside and that's enclosed and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we just got that up.
So I guess for people, so many of our listeners are first-time brides and grooms. So can you just walk through just like a really high-level overview of like what are some of the more basic catering options? So you mentioned plated, buffet, like define those things for people who have no idea because this is their first time looking at a catering menu.
Yeah, so plated would be your highest end.
Mhm.
So that's going to be your guest picks or option. We usually offer, we have a list, and then you would pick 2, or if you want to add a third protein.
Yeah.
Big time is like vegetarian or vegan. If you have guests, we'll include that in the package as well.
Okay.
So we're really customizable to make sure everybody gets something that they want.
Yeah.
But plated would be the highest end. guests are seated, pick their meal choice, and then we have buffets and stations, kind of similar but not. Buffet is, the long line, where stations would be set up in different areas so people can go pick and choose. It's probably my favorite personally.
Yeah.
Because then you can have a lot of different types of food.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
it's not just like, oh, you can have chicken or beef. So I kind of like it because you can be creative and build out stations like you want. Do you want a taco bar?
Yeah.
Easy things like that.
I wish those things would have been around when I got married.
I know. I went to my when I first got into the real workforce in New York. My boss at the time, I was working for Macy's. My boss at the time, I think I was there for maybe like a month, and she invited me to her wedding. So I already was like riding a high because I got a job out of college, and now like this woman who I had very quickly become to idolize, like invited me to her fancy schmancy New Jersey wedding. I knew it was going to be crazy. It was crazy. When I say it was crazy,
over the top.
It was absolutely everything you imagine about a big, like Italian, like huge
4 courses,
Jersey
like...
wedding. But they had, I've never seen stations like this at a cocktail hour. It was more food than I've ever seen in my entire life. And then there was plated dinner too.
Right.
But it was the most wild thing. It was, I don't even want to know
spend,
how much money.
$150,000.
I don't doubt it.
For sure. I'll do that tomorrow.
Oh my God.
I would love to do that.
But I've never seen food like that. But that was so cool that everybody got to like kind of see. It was a little crazy. But what they kind of wanted to eat, and it wasn't just like, here's a very limited scope of options.
Right.
Yeah.
And we include a lot with the plated package.
Yeah.
So you're also going to get 2 past hors d'oeuvres. You're going to get a full antipasti station, like a charcuterie meat and cheese.
Love.
Yeah. So it's like,
love a charcuterie.
I feel like you get more bang for your buck, I guess, if you want to go that route. Because not that you don't get, I mean, with the buffet and the stations, you're not going to have past apps included.
Yeah.
Which I still like. That's also another thing where it's like, are those of the past? But it's, I mean, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I think it looks really nice.
Yeah.
I think it looks nice to have a server walking around with a tray of hors d'oeuvres and passing it out to the guests.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm a big past app guy.
You like past app?
You know what?
It's fancy.
It is fancy.
One way or another, I think, especially during cocktail hour, people need something to eat. Like, they shouldn't just be pounding drinks for an hour and a half and not taking a few seconds to put something else in your mouth.
I mean, I like a balance if possible. So like maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, station and
then a past app, because I do like the feel very fancy and like yes, I'll take that, thank you.
Yeah.
But I will be that person and be like, where is the server coming out of? Because I'm starving right now.
Are you standing by the door, right next to them?
I don't want to be that person, but I might be that
I'm
person.
always like, find who's eating and bring them food.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Or because you don't want to go up to like sometimes you're like, maybe you don't know them that well, and you're like, oh, let me go house some charcuterie, and like you don't want to go and make a plate. Like it's just gives you a balance.
Yeah.
So
if I find a server who has an app that I like, I make really good friends with them.
You're like, come back.
You can come back here in approximately 6 minutes. And I will take more. Thank you so much.
For sure.
It's all about who you know. How much input do couples actually have in the menu, and like where do you maybe push back and like help guide them to some choices? So what does that conversation look like when they're building the menu?
So when they'll get their, we do tastings too.
Oh,
I know
cool.
not everybody offers that. Upon request, we'll obviously we're going to let you taste up to 10.
I'm always in on a taste.
I love a taste.
So it's like, try what you want. And then I'll say, here's my favorites. Here's the most popular, what guests choose. So kind of give them a little bit of like feedback saying, okay, these are the most popular ones. These are my favorites, which aren't always the most popular ones because people they're not going to look at a short rib and be like, oh, maybe they don't even know what short rib is.
Yeah.
But it's hands down the best thing that we sell. Especially when we're doing offsites, it travels really well. Yeah. It stays super hot, and we have it down to a science, like of how we transport everything. But a lot of times I'll just let them know. And then they can't go wrong with anything that we have, but in the same breath, you have to know what they kind of anticipate. Yeah. Feel them out and say,
know your guests a little bit too. You're like trying to make everybody happy. Like,
do you really? You think you want that, but I don't know.
I've been doing it a minute. I think maybe you should take my opinion.
Yeah, so I just try to like coax them and say, okay, think about it, and then I'll follow up with them and say, what did you guys think? And then 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, we're going to do what you said. We'll do what you recommended.
Yeah.
But it's a slip, you don't want to be like rude, but obviously you're not going to be rude. But
did you ever put $1 in the dollar jar for like every time a couple just did the thing that you wanted?
No, but I should start.
You should start. You could pay for your next trip.
It's literally.
Yeah.
And more likely if they don't, like if you don't do it, then like after, I'll still kind of do it anyways.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I'll be, I know you wanted this, but
yeah.
I'm going to give you a version of that that makes the most sense for what you want.
Yeah.
Because what you're telling me you want is not what you really want.
You don't want that, actually.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I love that you guys do tastings. I think it's so important because when I got married, we had a tasting, and it was myself and my fiance and my parents came too, and it was a very like just special, nice like thing to do, but also it was the only time I got to eat all the food.
Oh, 100%.
Because on the wedding day,
you
don't actually eat a lot of food.
No.
So you got to know what you're paying for, and you can
Speak for
enjoy
yourself.
that meal. Oh, okay. Wrong.
We crushed our food.
Okay.
Like we had a suite at our table, and people would come up and be like, "This is my 30 minutes
Literally. Get away
to
from
not
me.
talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I want my food."
Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. So that kind of leads me into just going back to like what couples think that they want versus what they should actually have. Buffet versus plated. What do you... Is it strictly like couple by couple basis, or does one tend to always work better than the other?
Just depends on what they want.
Yeah.
Also their budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about 10, depending on what they get, like $10 to $15 more per person.
Okay.
To get a plated versus the buffet. With that being said, depending on the size of their wedding. So if you have 300 people and you want to do a plated dinner, and now like my sister, and we're Italian, she's marrying an Italian, she wants a pasta course. And she had 280 something people at her wedding.
That's a lot of humans.
And I'm like, Britt, call you out, Britt, sorry. I'm like,
it's okay.
We call out everybody.
I'm like, your dinner is going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, do you want, so I would say a lot of times I have to like take that into consideration where if you want to do a plated and it's 300 people, of course I'm going to do it, but you're going to put an extra, at least bare minimum, like 35, 40 minutes on your dinner service. Yeah. Whereas if you did buffet or stations, then this is why I'm not in sales. This is why I'm operations.
But I think
why I do it the guests.
That makes sense because I didn't.
Yeah, like if you have a huge wedding, your whole wedding, literally, depending on the coursing and stuff, and if you want salad served. Now I'm a big fan of pre-plated salads, and I know it's kind of like brides want the salad served. Well, now you're serving during speeches, and like my staff is awesome, but like. There's going to come a time where we're going to clink, clank, clunk. And now, like, grandpa's doing a speech, and now, like, a salad hits the deck. Like, I like pre-plated. For other brides, please, preset your salads. Because then it's also faster. It's more convenient. Your guests get seated, whatever, their speeches, and then sometimes those go long. So we always have to reel that in.
This is such a topic, just timing. And logistics is something that I don't think couples, they don't know what they don't know, right? And so it's great to hear this feedback. So like just on the topic of timing, like walk us through what would be the ideal timing for like food and drink from like cocktail hour to like last call, and like what does that flow usually look like?
Yeah.
And where do couples try to mess with it?
I mean, I love this because so usually, because a lot of times we're offsite up until recently. Yeah. So the wedding, either there's a wedding planner or whoever is running the venue, they're going to have a timeline. Yeah. And we always put a little asterisk in there that says, this is your allotted time. Yeah. So if your bridesmaid goes over 3 minutes, I have to start serving my food. Yeah. Because that's the way the world works. So love you. If you want to go past 3 minutes,
facts, not feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
No problem. But just so you know, we're going to start serving dinner.
And I don't want to sound like a dick, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna. You have to stay on target. Like it's just because then we have to have the quality of the food and just the whole day.
Most people want to eat rather than listening to speeches, anyways.
Yeah, and it's get going. But that's really the only, I would say, like curveball, or if they add extra things the day of, which is.
People do that the day of?
Like, yeah, so like it'll be like in the morning, and I'll have like a bride's mom call me and say,
By the by,
Uncle Joe is coming and he's going to do a blessing. And then Uncle Joe gets up there and he does a blessing, and then he does a rendition of when they were 12.
Amazing Grace.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we're on this whole thing. So then that's really the biggest derail that we have with brides. But other than that, they usually stay pretty on target.
Okay.
And if they don't, then I just stay on target.
You just got to go.
Be like, and we will be staying.
And no one's ever mad. No, in the history of ever has a bride or groom or parent or anyone ever been like, oh, Shannon, you put dinner out on time. They're like, usually,
how dare you?
Like, usually they're going to be like, thank you for keeping us on target or stuff like that. Like, they understand, like, hey, this just,
What I think people don't also realize is, like, imagine you're hosting a dinner party. Like, think of all the things that would throw you off when you're hosting a dinner party, right? Like, if Uncle Joe gets up and he wants to, address the crowd with something, when you're in the kitchen, that turkey's coming out. Or like it's coming out. Yes. Like, things have to happen or else the food's going to be cold. Right. Like, all those sorts of things. I'm just imagining I make Thanksgiving dinner and I cannot stand when people talk to me. Like, as I'm like, and no matter what, I know I have to buffer in people talking to me time. Because I have an open, like, floor plan in my house. I'm like, I'm literally in the last dredges of this. Get out of my face. Stop talking to me. Stop trying to, like, interject things. I just want to make this dinner and get it out.
Right.
It's like, that's happening, but at your scale. Like, a gajillion times more and a gajillion times bigger. So let the people who know what they're doing just do the thing,
yeah, the servers will be, like, looking at me, like, with big eyes, But they're just... I can't say enough good things. So they stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Because also, like we said, like, logistically. Yeah. So a lot of kitchens or a lot of places we go don't have a full on-site kitchen. Now, again, we have a system of how we deliver things. We have these huge, we call them Cambro, like they're like these huge hot boxes, right? And then we get to the site and we actually will plate it on site. We set up a faux kitchen, basically.
That's crazy.
6-foot tables with lid covers, and we have, it's like a Queen Mary huge hot box, right? So now, all the while, they're clearing salads and the chefs are plating and putting the lids on. So the timing of that is, like, get those salads cleared because the last meal goes in this box, and usually it's not even the last meal. They're already starting to go run on the food. Yeah. Which is so cool how, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it is pretty cool how we do that.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, just to get all that stuff coordinated and, like...
And who is getting what? Another big thing is meal choices. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
But if you switch a meal choice, please don't.
Yeah.
Because if I have 72 beef and 42 chicken, and now, I mean, we always bring extra.
Yeah, but still.
Like, don't switch. Or, like, if your place card's here, don't move. Because I already go around and I know, okay, I know at table 5 I have chicken, beef, chicken, whatever. And then place cards, please have a place card with it.
Yeah. With the choice. Yeah. I'm always, like, amazed how it just, like, the thing that I order just appears in front of me. Yeah. Like, I know there's a lot of work behind the scenes. Yeah. However, I'm like, wow, you got it right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, exactly. And they trade up. We trade up in the kitchen, and it's super cool. Well, they already know. Okay, I write it down. Table 1, 5 chicken, 3 beef, 5 chicken, 3 beef. Boom, on the tray. Boom, go. Yeah, so it's fast, and I time us too. Fast. Just so you know. I just like to know how fast we do it.
This is why you've ascended the ranks.
Like, it's like run a tight ship. Like, I like to know because then I can say, oh my god, and then everybody gets really proud of it. Now it's like the whole team. How fast did we go? Or if I forget to start the timer, they're like, did you start the timer? Because they want to know. Because they want to be like, oh my god, we put out this many dinners in 17 minutes. Yeah, and it's like that's kind of our biggest thing. Like at Lisa from Shays is always like, Osteria puts food out so quick. Yeah. It's because we have a system and it's fast. So don't mess with my system.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your beef and chicken.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Or fish, whatever.
Or whatever. Well, I mean, that's a good segue of dietary restrictions and, like, kind of interesting deviations from the main menu. Like, how do you guys handle that kind of stuff?
So we do a lot. I'll accommodate anything, but I always let people know if it's, like, a seafood allergy, like what kind of seafood. Yeah. Like, get specific with them so that we can make sure, like, if it's a gluten allergy, is it a gluten intolerance, or do you have celiac? Yeah. Because I don't want to sound like, we are so careful with everything, but, like, please don't have a dinner roll. in front of that person who has celiac.
Yeah.
If it's maybe a gluten intolerance, maybe they want a dinner roll. I don't know, but we're going to be on the safe side and don't do it.
We don't want any issue.
If you want to have a dinner roll, I'll bring it to you, but I'm not going to put one in front of you.
Yeah.
But as far as the allergies go, and we always ask, like, specifically, I have one server, Carrie, she delivers all the allergies.
Yeah.
So sometimes the allergy person eats before grandma. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just for safety reasons.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that there's no confusion whatsoever. But, if you have gluten-free and it's a chicken franchise, we just do regular chicken breast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our stuff is gluten-free. That's probably the most common one.
Yeah.
And then dairy, we just don't, they just get no butter on their beans. And, we'll get them red potatoes instead of, I know, right? Yeah. Instead of garlic mash, you can have a red potato or something. Yeah. We make substitutions for the best that we can,
Okay, awesome. I love that. Let's talk about drinks for a minute.
Sure. I'm in.
Are you in? Are you into this part?
Come on.
Let's talk about signature.
I like the food too. I was just getting excited.
Let's talk about signature cocktails. Everyone has a signature cocktail. What makes a signature cocktail one that works versus like a gimmick with a cute name? Because I feel like sometimes it's the same cocktail over and over again with just a different name.
A five-stepper.
So I'm going through this right now. So we don't really do that big of weddings. Like our biggest wedding is probably 150 to 200 people. Mm-hmm. Obviously for cocktail hour we'll pre-batch it and that's difficult.
Right.
But I always tell brides and groom, like, Malibu pineapple is not a specialty drink, right? Like, I try
that's
to put...
a basic B cocktail. My mother drinks
listen,
that,
if you love that, that's cool. I'm all for it. But when we make them, so I don't know how you guys do yours, but I deliver like 6 to 10 samples to all my brides and grooms, and I say, you guys pick. I let them drink them on their time. Like, they'll have little instructions that say, okay, shake this, add this. But I don't want you tasting all 10 the same day, because you're going to be drunk by 5, and you're not going to know if it's good or not. But I always tell them, like, I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone. I want you to have something that is unique to your wedding and not just a Malibu pineapple.
Yeah.
And I get brides and grooms all the time. They're like, we want a special cocktail. I'm like, do you?
But do you, though?
Because you're thinking,
you?
when I question you, like when I send the questionnaire, they'll be like, our favorite drink is rum and Coke. And I'm like...
So who are you getting specialty drinks for then?
You're probably not going to like what I'm...
You're just doing it to do it.
I'm just being real. You're probably not going to like what I send you because I'm pushing.
Yeah.
And I get a lot that we charge them for the construction of it and the samples.
Right.
And a lot of people will be like, can I have our money back? We didn't find one. And I'm like, well, I warned you in the very beginning. Yeah. Like, we are pushing you. And I love them.
Yeah.
My bartenders don't always love them, but
yeah, no.
I love finding new drinks to get to people. And,
for sure.
And giving them a different option than...
And then it's something to get excited about.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh my gosh. And then everyone at their wedding is like, oh, those signature cocktails, they were amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's just like, then they should be like, yeah, you're right.
Then we came up with that.
Picked those.
I'm amazing. But in fact, it's
so great, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to a wedding where like I'm not a gin person. And I've tried like the gin cocktail that was on the menu because it was a signature cocktail, and I was like, oh my god, maybe I do like gin. This is great.
I mean, it's kind of an ego boost to me whenever they pick them and like the crowd loves them because you're like, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, usually, I don't know if you experience the same thing, but when you have a specialty cocktail, 70% of the wedding is probably drinking them.
Yes, because they think that they don't have. I'm like, there's a whole right behind me.
It's happening behind me.
Yeah. But I love that too. Right?
Yeah.
You're right. They do. They drink it and they want to, and
they come back for it. It's not like some people will have one just to try it and be nice, and then the other 70% they're back all night long for the same cocktail.
That dang delicious cocktail. That would be
when
me.
There's a big wedding, a lot of times I'll have the staff tray them and hand them out just to like avoid extra long lines at the bar.
Yeah.
Because some places don't have a big bar and there's only room for 2 bartenders, and now the line builds up and now I'm like twitching, like, oh, go faster, go faster.
People need their drinks right now.
Yeah. During the ceremony, we're usually prepping like
a ton
20 to 30 at a time.
And like be ready when they come out. Have them on a tray.
Because they're angry people.
Yeah.
They want those drinks.
Yeah, they're like, we just sat in, well, for me, it's like 80-degree weather with our jacket. The guys especially, they're like, we had our jackets on.
Yeah.
Give me a drink.
It's rough.
What is the most unique one that you guys have done?
I was actually giving this a lot of thought on the way here. It was somebody remember when like beer, like those craft cocktails were like a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted it with Oktoberfest beer. It was Oktoberfest beer. It was obviously in October.
Mm-hmm.
It was Oktoberfest beer. they had whiskey. They wanted whiskey in there with an orange slice and orange juice. And I was like, I don't know if that's, we'll try it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to go. And they really wanted it. And what was I going to say?
Yeah.
At that point, I'm like, I already said, but it was like whiskey, orange juice, and Oktoberfest.
Was it good? Did you try it personally?
I did try it. It wasn't, it wasn't terrible, but I would
not your thing either, right?
Like, it's not my thing. But
Not
if
my
you
thing.
like that kind of crafty cocktail with the beer and liquor and stuff like that, like that's more power to you.
We had a groom who said, I really love old fashions, and then he was like, in the questionnaire, he's like, I don't like whiskey. I'm like, wait, hold on a second here. Like, do you know what you like or do you not know what you like?
Yeah.
And he was like, can we try it with rum? So we did a brown sugar rum old fashioned that I thought was I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. And it was one of my favorite drinks that I've made.
Really?
Yeah. Next time you come over, I'll make it for you.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm always like,
File it away.
Yeah, right.
I try to like steer away from anything that has like heavy alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're on 6. I see.
On a new level.
We're on 6 old fashions, huh?
So
right.
we have a little trick that we use now. So we use like little 9-ounce plastic cups.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, the squatties.
And we do 1 ounce of liquor in there, and then just scale everything else down.
Yeah, perfect.
Brides don't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, our audience is brides, so now
I'm gonna mute it so they can't hear that part.
it's fine. It's really to prevent
for your own good.
It is.
The
responsible service of alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
Giving you what you want and still being
You know,
responsible.
but like if grandpa or your dad comes up and they're only drinking one, like we make
that's different.
tiny exceptions. But when
like
20-year-olds are
literally,
stumbling
Trevor is
around.
fist pumping, and he's like, "More, give me more."
No, we're like toddlers
sideways.
My least favorite thing is the whole, I want a shot of vodka. No,
you can't.
Put some ice in it. No, I already know this game, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys know it too.
Yeah,
happens every wedding, and I cringe. Like I probably make this face.
Yeah. I feel like we just recorded an episode about with a wedding planner, and we talked about like the archetypes of like the different kinds of guests at a wedding, or the different kinds of family at a wedding. Like who's the dramatic one? Who's the like whatever. I feel like in the bar space, there's Trevor. There's like mom, who's like, I just need more wine, please.
There's the new parents.
And there's like the new parents, or just parents in general, like, get me out of here for a minute.
Literally.
Like, it's all of those. I want us to do, like, we should do some sort of a flow chart. I think that would be a fun graphic to create with our guests.
That's so true. And when you talk to brides, they'll tell you, they'll volunteer a lot of information.
Oh, yeah. Be like, watch out for Trevor.
Aunt Carol is going to be a pain, and she's going to send her food back. So don't worry, it's not you. But if you just let them talk, like, I mean, I love it. I'm like, tell me more. Because I want to know.
Yep.
Your example in one of the previous podcasts about the woman who came up to you and gave her entire history of men.
To you? At a wedding?
Oh, my God.
Were you like... getting down.
So, well, first it started because so a lot of the weddings we do at some of these venues are BYOB, so the bride and groom supply it.
Right.
It gives everyone in the wedding a complex of, well, we supplied it, so we can do whatever we want with it, and we can drink whatever we want.
That's a good point.
And we can go in the back and grab more if we want more. So I've almost become like the bouncer of the bar when I'm working, because I'm just like, we used to put up a bar's close sign. And I used to watch guests just walk back there and start making their own drinks. And I'm like, no, we're closed for a reason right now. You've been pounding drinks for 2 hours already.
We need a break.
You're going to pound drinks for another 2 hours after this. You're going to be okay. Well, she literally started screaming at me about the bar being closed and that they didn't pay for the bar to be closed and blah, blah, blah. And then next thing I know, who she was with, what other women at the wedding were with these men, who didn't like who. And I was like, oh my God.
I would have just given you a drink to avoid this whole conversation.
And then pointing them out as they come to the bar. That was the thing
so she'd be
that
like,
got me. That's the guy.
And it wasn't.
You should have like rated them.
It wasn't like it wasn't hidden either. It was like full blown, like right here. And I didn't give her a drink because I knew she was already too intoxicated to have
to have that conversation, you would imagine she'd be there.
Just, of course, I'm a bartender, I'm a server. It's like everyone's a bartender or a server when they want a drink or more food or.
You're like, I know. That's so great.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to like look at people and just be like.
I tried that trick. I tried to I'm not laughing. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
doing
like,
anything.
this is.
Like the bar's closed.
Yeah, I love this.
Well, and too, and it's your business, you know. And even though it's so, Does there have to be a liquor license then?
There doesn't at a lot of these venues.
So okay, because they're BYO,
yeah.
and then you have stat or you whatever.
But my insurance is so specific on like things we can and can't do,
you have to
and
follow
like
the same rules.
I typically will be like, my insurance says no, it's a no.
Yeah.
I don't care, and the bride and groom sign off on all this before the wedding, so deal with it.
Right. And I'm not doing. I mean, I prefer not to do. Like, if I'm doing a 5-hour bar, you're having an hour in between. So then, with that being said, a lot of times I'm like, why don't you just do a 4-hour bar? You're still going to have to take an hour, even
a break,
half hour or something. But then if you want us to stay, we can work that out at the end, rather than book them for the 5 hours, knowing that they're going to have an hour and a half closed bar. Because usually I try to, like, if the wedding goes till 10, the bar closes at 9:30.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I think that's probably standard. I don't know.
It's
That's
weird.
what the Bills do at the stadium.
It is.
Come on.
It has gotten so weird to me though, because all of a sudden now everybody wants the bar open during dinner. That's what I'm experiencing.
And that's a pain. It's for us. Imagine you're trying to serve meals, and now you're just, I don't know when you're going to come back. So now I'm like, should I go get a plate cover for you?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, if it's buffet or stations, I don't. But then still, we're working, and now you have people getting up, and now you're kind of in the way, and now that
and
also,
you have a
timeline
to manage
my
too.
service.
Yes.
We tell people all the time, like, if we don't close, no one's going to sit down for your speeches and your dances and all the like ceremonial stuff that goes on at, in the reception. And a lot of them will be like, we don't care. And I'm like, well, okay, next thing, my bartenders need a break.
Yeah, for sure. For
us, like with you.
Have you worked 14 hours on your feet, lifting, bending, twisting?
Yes, and like for us, we're bringing in cans of soda for these events, and you're bringing almost 1,000 pounds of stuff, and they've been there for ever. And
then I had people just double fist.
Which
cocktail hour.
They do anyways.
There's
but then
bottles of wine usually at the bar or on the tables. Like, just everybody just relax.
I probably shouldn't even say this, but I'll when dinner's coming, the bar is going to close. I'll always have the DJ make an announcement.
Yeah.
In 15 minutes, you'll have to head to your seats. Please get your drink if you want one. And when you come in, I'm like, get two and sit down. Please,
we started last year giving like table service to the bridal party.
Oh yeah, us too.
Which has gotten out of control.
Because like, well, could you get grandma?
My girlfriend needs a drink. She's sitting over there. Well, your girlfriend's not sitting at this table.
Yeah. No. This is the only table that service applies for. Thank you so much.
And then he'll order like a Jack and Coke and a rum and pineapple. I'm like, no.
No, friends.
You can jot them down, jot them down so you know.
Yeah.
And then just bring them to them and be like, well, here's what you wanted. This is what you've been drinking. A lot of times I'll do that to avoid. I'll have the bartenders just jot them down quick what they're drinking. Okay, fine. And then if they do need drinks, we'll just drop the tray and be like, here's your drinks.
Yes.
And then get out of there as fast as you can before anyone talks.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, well, this actually segues very nicely into this new trend of like late night food, right? Because everyone drinks and then they're crazy, and now there's like this buffer of the late night snack, right? And it's fun because by that point people want a little something anyway.
I love it.
But it's to absorb some of the alcohol that maybe they have indulged in.
Right.
Do you think they're actually worth the budget?
Absolutely.
Number one. And what kinds of late night snacks are you guys seeing that are like the most fun? Because I think that's where you really can kind of get creative with your food choices. What's the craziest stuff that you guys have found? The stuff that you think is the most interesting?
Because I'm starting it, but
I was going to say, it's a good plug, Ron. I'm serving you.
I was waiting for it. I was like,
pizza. But that's all I ever see.
Yeah.
And like tacos has been kind of a thing that I've seen once in a while. But that's really all I see. I see McDonald's.
Yeah.
But
McDonald's, and then they didn't bring the sauces.
Really?
And so now we didn't do this. We were catering at a venue, and they didn't bring any of the sauces. And we were across the street from my restaurant at the time, and I'm booking it across the street. And I'm grabbing barbecue ranch, blue cheese, like whatever I could find. And I'm just like, what do I put them in ramekins? Do I put them in like whatever? No, I just put them in big like plastic bowls essentially and put them out there because like they didn't have sauce. Yeah. But like they didn't have it on site because we were the caterer there. So I was like, no sauces for the chicken nuggets. But one time a lady's mom or a bride's mom was a manager at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
And let me tell you, when 180 Chick-fil-A sandwiches showed up, I was looking at my staff like, don't even think about it. But I'm also like,
if there's one left
there's
over,
one left, we're housing them.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if we have to hide in the van. We're starving. We're eating those.
That's fine.
But I saw that once was I was like, oh, I had to cost a fortune. That and then pretzel bars people do.
I've been seeing that too.
Like either like the big pretzels,
Yeah.
or like the pretzel bites with like the cheese sauce. I think that's cool. I like the pretzel bar. And then usually just pizza. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to one and like it was in Kansas City, Missouri, and there was this like local burger spot that was like
Sliders,
everyone's favorite. And it was like sliders and French fries and these like cute little like packages, so everybody got one. I think it's fun. It's cute. By the end of the night, you kind of do need something.
Oh, for sure.
You know, so I think it's probably a good investment in your guests tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, help them out a little bit. Okay, so kind of for both of you, if a couple has a limited catering or bar budget, where are some areas that maybe they can scale back a little bit, but not sacrifice kind of like guest experience? I need like tips of areas maybe that are kind of nice to haves, but not need to haves.
I think our answers are going to vary a little bit because
Yeah.
one, like I worked at some of the BYOBs, but then when we also pull the 1 day permits, like everyone wants to buy high noons or like the ready to drink seltzers. And I'm like, listen, you already have vodka and soda.
Mm-hmm.
We can flavor that for you versus you spending double your budget
lot
on
of money.
seltzers that
Right.
is completely unnecessary. We also just started offering everyone wants a premium bar, but they don't want to pay the premium price for it.
Right. Right.
So we started offering a 3 liquor premium bar package to fit that little niche of people that.
Smarts over
Yeah.
here.
So I'll give you all the tips. I mean, so like
That's a really good idea.
we do vodka bourbon, and then they get to choose between tequila, gin, and what am I missing here? Rum. So we have the price point, and we tell them what they can pick from of each gin, rum, or tequila.
Start a new trend here, Ron.
Yeah,
was
I mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
it just kind of came about over the last like year or two because
That's
everyone
so
wants
smart.
the budget, like they want the premium, but they don't
Yeah.
want to pay for it. And a lot of times, like your family doesn't need gin, right?
No,
Like-
right. I'm not going. I don't ever go through.
Gin.
Not usually, or
Yeah.
rum. I mean,
Yeah.
Bacardi I always bring back with me.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
But
crazy, right? Like,
vodka, you crush vodka.
Yeah.
Usually vodka and whiskey.
and I feel like bourbon and whiskey's kind of become a little more mainstream and more
Right,
popular.
sure.
And good tequila almost always goes at the weddings that I
Mhm.
work.
Yeah.
So,
Makes
Well, yeah,
sense.
because that's the fastest way to.
but then they also,
way to go is.
but then they
tequila.
also think they're gonna get tequila shots all night long, and that's not how this
And they
works.
will
That's
not.
a really, really awesome, like,
Yeah.
brilliant idea. So you do like say you would do I don't know, if you would do like Goose,
Yeah, I mean,
Goose Bombay. I don't know what your
like
top is.
so we find everything that's in the same tier. So like if we kind of put it between like a $28 and a $30 bottle,
Okay,
and then we base everything off that $28 to $30 bottle.
right.
We also, in our premium package, we include one craft beer option now
Mm-hmm.
because it's become so popular. But we don't include that in our base package. And then seltzers, just
Yeah, I'm like, if you want
Yeah.
a seltzer, you can you can have one beer.
yeah.
So in our premium package, you would get 2 domestics, 1 imported, and then you would get 2 different kinds of wine. So now instead of doing that, like I'll always just try to make it the more, especially with if you want to scale back on your budget.
Yeah.
You know, I think probably just talking to your caterer and being like, here's what I have. This is how much I have.
Yeah.
This is what I want.
And work backwards almost,
And then
right?
how
Mhm.
can we make that work? That's
Yeah.
pretty much like what I do is, you know, it's just the easiest way. And if you, okay, so fine, you want seltzers, well then you could have just Blue Light then.
Yeah.
And then we'll get you high noons. And then you don't have to have, I'd probably only take away the imported to be honest. But you know, you would get
But
2
yeah.
beers and then a seltzer instead. And then
Yeah.
we just did our new package, I think has, instead of, I think we switched it to have the 2 and then just with a seltzer because people want that.
Yeah.
Mhm. And we go through so many seltzers every wedding that we
crazy.
do. It's insanity.
I'm like,
Do you guys go through like the regular beers instead of the light beers or no?
no, we go
Yeah.
through all light beer.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, don't, when you order like Bud and Bud Light, I'm like, but you have to when you're off site, you have to prepare.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the other thing too. Is well, this is a big one about you can't run out
Right.
because you
That's
are
true.
promising an open bar,
Yeah.
and now we go through a case of Tito's by 6 p.m. and
And now we're going to get
now
Tito's.
I'm like, someone well, from the restaurant, I'd be like, someone bring me another case of Tito's. And when we have our half an hour reset, like pedal to the metal, you know? I mean, that's only happened twice, but it was a big like attorney wedding.
Okay.
And so I guess they were
going for it.
That's the hardest part for me is because we pull the 1 day permit. So like we have to make sure that we're fully stocked. So the amount of money that I spend is just insane sometimes.
Isn't it crazy? So they're like, well, how is liquor so expensive? It's like,
have you gone to the liquor store yourself to purchase things?
Well, everyone thinks that the distributors give us these great deals, and they
Sometimes it's less at the
We're actually
store.
Yeah.
And now we can buy 8 bottles or something like that.
Like they don't realize like we have to buy 10 cases to get
a deal,
a good break,
right?
And
it's like a $4 break. You're like,
Okay, I used to work for a bourbon company. I used to be that person, so I
know.
apologize on behalf of
You don't set the prices, though. It's not your
I did not set the prices,
not
but
your
I
fault.
was the one who had to deliver the prices to my accounts.
And I love my reps, and I'm moving to Grand Island. I'm gonna get different reps. So I was like, well, can I call your boss, and I'll make a deal with you, and I'll carry more of your product, whatever I could say to keep my people.
I mean, that's a good person right there.
They know me. They know my idiosyncrasies, and they know if it's Tuesday and they have to call me because at 4:55 when my order has to be in at 5, I might call you.
That's just got to be okay.
It's just like
it used to be a lot more fun when you could like tweak orders and tell them like I'll push more of your product if you give me a better deal. Now with all the laws that are in place, it makes things so difficult.
Everything's really crazy. All right, guys, this was fun.
This was fun.
Fun.
I'm like, can I come back?
Yeah,
this is fun. You can always come back.
I'll bring Dan with me.
Perfect.
Guy. He was looking at an apartment, so he was bummed. He was like, I would have switched around my times and went with you. And I was like, well, no, I didn't know what to expect. So.
Okay, well, now you know.
We're easygoing. We're fun.
We're fun.
Just start talking.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Okay, tell us where people can find you and potentially book venue tours and all the things.
Oh, for sure. So you can go to our Instagram. It's probably the easiest way. It's just Occasions, WNY, or Occasions, WNY, info@Occasions, WNY.
Perfect.
Then that'll go right to sales or me. And we'll get rolling from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. Do you want to close us out?
An outro.
Because
you already said thanks again for joining us. So we'll clap at the end.
We'll clap at the end. Yeah, I love that you're excited for the clap.
I know, I'm like, do a clap again.
It's gonna be like the thing now.
This is the thing.
Guys, make sure you follow, and subscribe. Make sure you like Occasions. Follow them.
Yeah.
Amazing food. If you didn't get a chance to try Osteria when they were there,
you're really lost.
You missed out.
Yeah.
See you next week. Cheers.
God. I have to do after every time because
are you a pirate now?
It gives me so much joy.
Yeah, we're like all this talking about drinking and she's a pirate.
Yeah, right.
That's some captain. Oh my God.